Chibale, the midwestern district of Uganda, the birth of a baby is a sign of life. A life not only for continuity, but also a bond that binds two parents together as wife and husband. A baby boy is news of a cherisher and successor of family wealth. A baby girl is a symbol of wealth in form of free labor and bride price. From the moment of her birth, the social and cultural attitudes conspire to give the girl child less than her brother. It is the boy who always receives a greater share of available resources, including food, education, and parental care. It is extremely difficult to overcome the prejudice that surrounds the woman since birth. More often than not, the duties assigned to her as a young girl are undervalued later in life. She is, for example, not paid for domestic or agricultural labor. Boys, on the other hand, are given supervisory roles that make them superior. This denies the most productive section of Uganda any social and economic advancement, setting into motion the downward spiral of poverty that most communities in Africa are engulfed in. However, there is hope. In 2003, a non-governmental organization came up with a program, the Education and Communication for Rural Transformation Program. It was based on the experiences accumulated over years by the Uganda Rural Development and Training Program, URDT, the non-governmental organization that mothers the program.
We foresaw a situation where we may avail education to the girls who join the big army of the unemployed, then contribute largely to the social disturbance we are already experiencing in Uganda. So what we did was have a meaningful education, train the girl, teach the girl to know how to do physics, to know how to do chemistry, biology, history, maths, and English, etc., etc. But above that, equip them with the skills that they can handle rural exigencies, so that when they go back home during the holidays, not only do they look at themselves as people who are being educated for the future, but they look at themselves as people who are already treating the future there and now. Because with the literacy in mathematics, the literacy in English, the literacy in biology, they already can help at the household level to interpret matters of health. They can read health cards for immunization. They can tell how much a drug an individual has to take. They can tell in agriculture what kind of pesticides, insecticide that must be used per unit or per volume of water. That way they become an input or a resource to the household. Because remember, we are getting people from households that are poor, and we want now to transform that quality of poverty into quality of prosperity. And you can't do that by externalizing interventions, but having them generate from within.
The EDCOSOP program, as is often referred to, is grounded in URDT belief that Africa could be happy, prosperous, and a peaceful continent if all development actors put a lot of efforts to empower women, especially of young age, provide visionary leadership, and make rural areas attractive.
In a very poor household, the crises they face on day-to-day basis are poor nutrition, diseases, lack of opportunity to go to school, and high infant mortality and maternal morbidity. Why? Because some of the treatable diseases, even they don't understand what to do about them. So therefore we say, if we educate a girl up to P7 level, they start reducing the incidences of the characteristics of absolute poverty as I have listed them by 25%. If you educate the girl up to senior 4, then you are reducing the impact of absolute poverty as characterized by what I have said, infant mortality, morbidity, and powerlessness by 50%. And if you educate the girl up to A level, you reduce those instances by 75%. And if you educate a girl up to university level, you almost 100% certain that they get out of those conditions that bring about powerlessness, helplessness, infant mortality, poor nutrition, and a vicious circle of poverty. And this contributes to the old adage that when you educate the man, you educate an individual. When you educate the girl or a woman, you educate the family, you educate the community, and you educate the nation.
Through educating women, let us rip the myths about women.
The EDCOSOP project facilitates development at 3 levels, namely the girl child, their homes, and communities. The URDT Girls School and Kagadi Chibale Community Radio, KKC Radio, are the main implementing vehicles of the project. The Girls School offers a unique co-curricular program. The co-curricular activities are designed to give girls hands-on experience in leadership and income generation, and secondly, they learn to apply vocational and other practical skills like handcrafts, agriculture, and appropriate technology. The school also organizes workshops for parents at the beginning and end of every term. These workshops are facilitated by both the girls and their teachers with the aim of enabling parents acquire functional adult literacy. It's this literacy that is used to support the back home projects that the girls implement in their homes every end of term.
We focus on building capacities of both the young and the old generation so that the two generations can work together to bring about transformation or development at family level. Now, here, the young generation brings new knowledge and skills acquired from school, and then the old generation also brings in new knowledge and skills acquired from the workshops we organize for them, plus their own experiences, and work together. Now, over time, we have noticed that the girls, through their back home projects, bring back home the spark that ignites the desire to transform the society.
I've managed to gain skills to create some food crops like bananas and fruit trees like avocados and mangoes. I'm really very happy of that. We are improving on our nutrition, and also we are selling the surplus to get money for requirements and also to support our family.
KKC Radio, the communication component of the EDCOSOP program, enables over 2 million people in the communities of Chibale to benefit from what is learned in the girls' school, classrooms, and parents' workshops.
The radio is used, or the radio helps to augment or to support the effort of the parents' workshops. What would have been said to a smaller community, like when the parents meet, we broadcast it to a bigger and wider audience so that more people understand why the girls' school, why we do what we do.
It was envisaged from the start of the program that the following would be the outcomes: understanding on the relationship between development, wealth, health, HIV/AIDS, sanitation, and nutrition improved. Understanding on human rights, obligations, and development improved. Competence in income generation and security improved. Information sharing, communication skills, self-confidence, and gender consciousness improved. After 3 years of the project, Chibale is undergoing transformation.
Since the year 2002, we started voluntary counseling and testing in this district. And we're really impressed that up to date, over 10,000 people have turned up for counseling and testing. So there is an uptake of the service. And I would like really to emphasize that Kagadi Community Radio has been a very big asset as far as improvement on communication, health education and information dissemination has been concerned.
Through 240 girls enrolled at the school, over 1,000 households and over 2 million listeners in the community have registered remarkable achievements. Omhereza Chaligonza in Mugarama village, Chibale, is one of the beneficiaries of the EDCOSOP program. She started humbly by applying modern agriculture methods and other skills acquired through the parents' workshops at every end of term and back-home projects implemented by her daughter Tusime Immaculate in Senior 4 at URDT Girls School. The family now owns 2 sewing machines, a small shop in their newly built house, and animal farm from where they generate income.
Tukatandikira hamusiri gw'ebitooke twabyala ebitooke ebyo byayeraga tumanye twabiryaga twabitundaga butunda nituya mu sente ntusahura buli ekikeezire nitukitunda ntuya mu sente ntusahura ati tukayikalira n'omwana twahanula twagamba sente zinu tuzikole muki ezitunze mu bitooke twahanula twagamba ekirayangu akutuleetera sente zijja kuba mpono tukole projekiti ey'empono twagula empunu twasibika empunu zazaara ate oboneko ekalani kino omukukitunga kwakyo era nkaraba omumagezi ga URDT.
This house under construction belongs to the family of Budensi Twinomugisha in Senior 2 at URDT Girls School. Their story is simple. It was having a vision of a good house, assessing their current situation, and working towards this new desired state.
Tunginya gesa eri kutugamba oku yenkurakurana batuhabura ngeri tusobora kugya kulima ngeri tusobora kusubura buri muntu bagamba umuntu cyakusobora akurwa mu bwonko bwe okukora nicyakure betu kisoke ngo yakoraki yafune inkurakurana hanyuma twayombeka enju ye bati twagitahamo niyeki hatubu twamaze kugitahamo twarura kiki etakutumara twarora n'enkuba itangire kuri ye miti twagamba kuwa batwegesize ikintu cyo guhangaho ekintu ekitaroho okagihanga mu mikono yawe twamo kubumba amatafari twayikara twatandika kubumba amatafari twagabumba twagamara twagocha twamara kugocha amatafari ati twatandika gutera plani yo kwimukenjo ato oduse mu byo kujya tukaba tulimira twabitunda twagura simenti twasoroleza twagura simenti imazere simenti amazere kukanya twatandika gusomba umusenyi enju twagiye mucya twagyombeka mu murambire na mbere hikiri.
It is evident from the monitoring visits in the homes of the girls that 60% of the homes have either large-scale income-generating activities or small-scale businesses which they use to improve their home situations. Most families have now joined the government's National Agricultural Advisory Services Program, NADS. As a result, the farmers use improved methods of farming, they are growing different types of crops, and families can now sell off their surplus farm produce. 90% of the parents have formed their own self-help groups and are saving and accessing loans from their own mobilized savings. 70% of the homes have built semi-permanent houses and can now pay for their needs like school and medical fees. 90% have semi-permanent latrines and improved bathrooms, and about 30% of the visited families use mosquito nets as a measure of preventing themselves against malaria. The EDCOSOP program, through its Human Rights and Land Rights Desk, promotes peace by offering counseling and advisory services. On weekly basis, extensive discussions, both through the community visits and on radio, issues of child neglect, child labor, domestic violence, and other forms of injustices are handled. As a result, the Inspector of Police awarded the organization a certificate of recognition.
We started a separate program called Human Rights and Justice in 2002, which gained momentum in 2003, and through the Education and Communication for Social Transformation program, we linked it with the URDT Girls School and the communication component in particular of the Kagadi Community Radio. In other words, we wanted to bring out issues of rights and justice at individual level, at the institutional level, and community level. We made sure that we carried out sensitization programs through workshops. We carried out sensitization programs through going to the communities in the various sub-counties, discussing with people on issues of rights, exposing them to the instruments that are in operation, especially by government, like the Penal Code, interpreting what some of these issues mean, exposing them to the Constitution, which is basically written in English, and most people have no access to the Constitution, exposing them to their rights, and slowly they started actually discussing issues of rights. We did not stop at sensitizing people, but we also carried out vigorous sensitization programs with the police, because many of them, they know we have to use the Penal Code, but they don't put much emphasis on rights issues. So we trained, especially in 2003, 2004, the police. So through these efforts, in 2005, the Inspector General of Police recognized URDT for its role in supporting police work, because we not only train them, but we make sure that they have a component of sensitizing the communities on radio. The community liaison officer of the police is here with us every week to sensitize people.
Because of the EDCOSOP program, the school and the radio have won several awards and recognitions.
Many more children have come, even when they are not in the girls' school, have used the facilities at this URDT institution. Through the radio, they have had the opportunity to share ideas, the opportunity to discuss, the opportunity to sharpen their intelligence, so that we hope the future for this youth is very, very bright. This radio program has helped even old people to come and share some experience, knowing very well that education does not end. Even when you are old, you can come and learn. This radio station has helped a lot through appropriate programs to educate the people on the modern methods of farming. Through the programs of Land Alliance, I think we as a district appreciate those programs which are being carried out, so that people know their rights as far as land is concerned. And of course, we in Kibale have got problems of land, and this is a general problem all over the world. Land is a very important commodity. It affects our lives, and therefore this radio has done a lot to enlighten people, to be informed of their rights, of their obligations, of how the land can be used to the maximum, and how people can acquire land. And all this is being done by our community radio station. This radio station has helped to enlighten people on how to go into mature politics. And as usual, of course, during political times it becomes an exciting period. But I appreciate the role played by this radio station on how to help people to know their rights. The radio station has made Kivale become a part of the global village, and we appreciate that.
In 2005, the children of Chivale district won KKCR the UNICEF Awards of Best Participatory Programming and Theme Interpretation of the 2004 International Children's Day of Broadcasting. This confidence to present and win awards could not have been possible without KKC radio programs on leadership, human rights, education, and children's programs. On this Day of Children in Broadcasting, Chivale children, under the leadership of URDT Girls School, organized and produced a 4-hour program that was competed for by other top radios in Uganda like Radio 1 and Mama FM. In the same year KKC Radio won the UNICEF Award, the girls' school was declared a model school by the Chivale District Education Office. The school was commended for its comprehensive curriculum that includes provisions of all important skills that young people and their homes need to become happy, healthy, prosperous, and peace-loving citizens of Uganda.
Specifically for URDT, it was selected to be a model primary school in this district for the girl child because of a number of factors. One, the school was established using a bottom-up approach of planning in which the various stakeholders were consulted, and the system of selecting the girls to benefit from that school was quite participatory in that the girls who are selected to benefit are selected from the most needy or called poor family, if you like, and the kind of education is being offered is all inclusive. They concentrate both on curricular and the co-curricular activities at school, but most importantly about URDT Girls School is a program which is called a project, back home projects, which brings both the child and the parent to school. In the various meetings where the parents are invited to URDT Girls School, they exchange a lot of ideas related to the education of their children. One is that the parents and the children agree on a particular project that they would both work on at home, and both the child and the parent monitor one another to make sure that this project is quite successful. Through this project, the URDT provides an opportunity for them not only to come and interact with their children, but also they see other projects that URDT does, and in so doing this tries to narrow the gap between the younger generation and the old generation. The other point that maybe benefit that the back home project has brought is to make these girls self-reliant, because in undertaking these projects they acquire life skills that will later on in life help them to survive. Some of the good ideas have been integrated in the family plans, and we are seeing that since this school of URDT girls was started, the dropout rate of girls in the entire district has gone down. Two, there is that self-awareness now among all the girl children in this district. They know that they are important. You cannot now refuse them to go to school.
EDCOSOP, the Education and Communication for Rural Transformation, a two-generations approach to education, empowering the girl child, transforming communities, proving to the world that concrete returns to education can be realized almost right from the first day the girl enters school.